the link to this, right?
I will. It will be coming, and the link will be coming to everyone this morning that attended.
All right, thank you.
We are now being recorded. I am also going to mute everyone right now, and I'm going to do that throughout this meeting. But when asked to speak, you will be able to unmute yourself. So, welcome to Creston Valley Rotary Club. Today we honor. Walt is coming in. Welcome, Walt. Welcome to Creston Valley Rotary Club. Today we honor both the United States of America and Canada with our national anthems. Would you please be patient with me and my technical skills as we move through this day? I just love that kid with the cymbals. Great to watch. So today we have a number of guests, as you've heard, coming in. I'd just like to briefly acknowledge and welcome our guests to our meeting today. From the Cranbrook Sunrise Rotary Club, past District Governor of District 508, Alan Davis. From the Bonners Ferry Rotary Club, Assistant Governor of Area 11, David Walter. From the Chilliwack Rotary Club, Lauren Kay, a regular visitor. Daniel Sontag. And Leanne and Marcy. Those are Al's daughters. And a special guest, the president of the Rotary Club of La Crosse, Wisconsin, Andy Backham, I hope I said that well. Andy, could you just unmute yourself? And Andy and I have been in touch on a regular basis here since I found 5 questions with Andy on YouTube that I've been sharing as our Rotary Moments. And Andy and I have come to an agreement. And Andy, do you want to make that announcement today?
Sure. Yeah, pretty cool. I'm actually pretty honored that President Dave found those 5 questions, and I understand he's shared a few with you, and I've gotten to see a remarkable video with Walt here on my end, which I think really shows that Rotary connects the world. You know, even in this time of a pandemic, we can come together. And Dave and I have created a virtual club exchange, which we're going to take part in here coming up on, I believe it'll be March 23rd and March 25th. So we will plan, we'll get a group here from La Crosse that will plan to visit your club on the 23rd and present, tell you all about La Crosse and our club and all the fun things that we do here. And then on the 25th, you'll return the favor, come to our club and present and tell us about everything wonderful in Creston. So I'm looking forward to it and very excited about it. So
thank you, Andy.
Cool.
Thank you, Andy. And we are too. I'm looking around this club and there's going to be a few more people helping me. Thanks again.
All right.
And
Thank
I'm
you.
also a special welcome to spouses, partners, friends that have joined. Harry Haberstock, I saw a link there. Just welcome today. So obviously the surprise is over. When Bill woke up Al this morning and knocked on his door, the surprise was probably over then. But today our entire program will be to honor Al Garrecht. And without a pandemic, we know we would have had one of the biggest parties we've ever had. And a dinner and the whole works, because we know Al loves a party and we've thrown that. But we're going to do our best here in this virtual time. Right now, I'm going to make sure that everyone is muted because we are going to have a number of speakers. When you are asked to speak, will you please unmute yourself and then remute yourself or go back onto mute? I would recommend that as you are viewing today, instead of having the 33 people up on your screen and having to link back and forth, that if you know how to do it, that you go to speaker view. I would recommend speaker view as opposed to gallery view. I'm trying to keep everybody muted. So go to speaker view. It will be much easier to see as we go along. So we're going to try and do the first part of our program in the normal way. We have a bunch of screen shares in behind and a bunch of people that are going to speak for us. Okay. Please do not unmute yourself. We'll do our best. As we proceed with our normal program, we've introduced our guests, we've done the national anthem. At this point, we always do the four-way test. So the four-way test this morning, I've asked a 2-term past president, Jason Truscott, to lead us in the four-way test.
Thank you, President Dave. Four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Number 1, is it the truth? Number 2, is it fair to all concerned? Number 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And number 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you, Jason. Next, we will go to our Rotary moment. We've started Rotary moments. Some of these have been with Andy. Some of the last couple of weeks, we've had 5 questions with Al Garrecht, 5 questions with Bill Piper. Today, our Rotary moment is a video moment. It is with Father Lawrence from the local Catholic Church. Father Lawrence today brings us a moment He's entitled it Love One Another, and he even has a text from John 13, verses 13 and 35. Father Lawrence.
Hello everyone, greetings to you all, especially to all the members of Rotary Club and all those who are viewing this one. And I'm here to talk about L. Garrett. First of all, let me introduce myself. I am Father Lawrence, pastor of Holy Cross Parish in Creston. Here I would like to begin about L. Garrett, our friend. I give you a new commandment, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also should love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. John 13, 34, 35. What the above says is Jesus Christ's requirement for children of God. Humans are all social beings. They need to relate with one another with love and kindness. I might say that I love my neighbor, but that love must be shown or lived in my daily life. In the past, I thought that loving brothers and sisters is helping them as much as I possibly can when they have difficulties in their lives. At this era of individualism and secularism, it is hard to follow our Lord's commandment of love. Perhaps few people do their best to set a model for others by loving others. L. Garrett is one among those few. He is a member of the Holy Cross Parish in Creston. He is a good practicing Catholic, and he has a great heart to help others in our faith community. L loves to help others. It is common that people eagerly help others, especially the elders. Then after few times, they become fed up and frustrated, including me. However, L is different, and his nature is to keep on helping and loving those who are in need. There is a retired priest in our diocese of Nelson who lived in Cranbrook until a few months ago. He was in need of someone's help for his personal daily needs as he had surgery. It was Al who spent time with him in the hospital in Kelowna, drew him back to Cranbrook, and continues to help him and other priests too. There is a verse in the Holy Bible where our Lord says, "Do not be tired of doing good." Galatians 6:9. This is well seen in L's life, that he is never tired of helping others, both in the church and in the local community. Though we all miss him in our church, we are happy for him and so thankful to him. We wish and pray that the Heavenly Father blesses him and his family with good health and long years to serve the needy. Wish you all the best, L, as you are moving towards another parish and another community. Very all the best. God's blessings for the Lawrence and all the members of Holy Cross Parish, Creston. Thank you.
Thank you to Father Lawrence. A little bit of road noise there as we did it at a safe distance outside. Normally at our parties and deals like this at a dinner, we always ask the clergy in the group to say a blessing, and I'm going to ask the Reverend Leon Rogers, our member, to say a blessing on this meeting, and thanks for the words we just heard.
Let's pray. Loving God, you command us to love one another. And that is a commandment for us, not just on any occasion, but each and every moment of our lives. We bring before you our brother Al, and we weep as he journeys on from our club. But we commend him to his next chapter of life with full-hearted thanks for all that he has done. And we look forward to the stories of all that he will do in the future. Of all the money that e'er I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm that e'er I did, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to you the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. So fill to you the parting glass. Good day and future with you all. So Al, go forth from our club in peace. Be of good courage. Hold fast to that which is good. Render to no one evil for evil. Help the afflicted. Support the weak. Honor everyone. Love and serve. Rejoicing in the power of the God of love, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Leon, the Reverend Leon Rogers, our member. We don't usually start our Rotary meetings with such a high level of values, but we do have, and Al, I think, has, as we honor Al today, we know that this is also a big part of his life. We're now going to move on to the program, and we have a number of speakers. Excuse me. Oh. Some speakers and some videos. At the end of the meeting, I have promised that we will open the mic, and so there will be an opportunity, I believe, for you if you need to say something. And the last item on the agenda is the last word, and his name is Al Garrecht. So we'll do that at the end. So now I would like to call on Alan Davis, past district governor, member of the Cranbrook Sunrise Rotary, to say a few words on behalf of District 5080. Alan Davis.
Thank you, President Dave. Al and fellow Rotarians. From the District 5080 leadership team, I bring words of sadness and happiness to this group. Sadness that you have a long-standing and significant influencing member leaving your club. Happiness that this very same member, although moving, will be joining another club in District 5080. As Lynn O'Connor would say, yay! Al will bring a body of experience in Rotary that is a rare commodity to a new member to a club. He can say, and quite proudly, I'm sure, that he has held and successfully served in just about every key leadership role that a club has to offer. With those credentials, I have no doubt there will be a bidding war between the two Castlegar clubs for his name and his talents. I and my wife, Doriel, recall with much fondness the time that I was invited to join the club's installation evening, and that included a golf game. Al and his wife welcomed us to his home both before and after the game, where we were able to refresh and enjoy some fellowship. It's that kind of gentle kindness that infuses what Al is all about, and we in district leadership salute him in this new adventure and thank him for what he has brought to Rotary's table so far. We look forward to hearing about the next chapters. To you, Al, thank you and good luck.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you for taking the time and sharing on behalf of the district. We know that Al has been our link to the district, and there's so many things that he's done for us with the district that we don't even know about. We're going to find out eventually, but Al's not that far away. You know, Al Garrecht is more than Rotary. But I think Rotary is the biggest part of his service. But Al has served for years on the board of Handy-Capable Housing Society. And I have a letter from Dennis Materi. I'm going to ask Casey Messenger to say a few words and to read that letter, please.
Well, thanks, Dave. Yes, I have a letter from Dennis Materi on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Handy-Capable Housing Society. It's a letter that I'm sure that could be duplicated by any number of people from the Valley. Do we know anybody that lives the Rotary principles of the four-way test more than Al does? So this letter, Al served on the Handy-Capable Housing Society board for some 20 years now. The society operated the Glacier Terrace 12 suite housing complex at 1140 Scott Street in Creston. To my recollection, Al became the treasurer for the society shortly after volunteering his time on the board of directors. Al threw himself into the treasurer's role, so to speak, and took on all the challenges on the financial end. The society operates through subsidy, and the BC Housing Fiscal Financial Framework demanded that every penny be accounted for, and Al was up to the task. He soon learned all the accounting functions for the job and took great care of the society's books. Al mentioned to me that he really enjoyed getting to know the tenants on his annual Christmas food hamper deliveries to tenants living at Glacier Terrace over the last few years. Al loaded up his car with all the hampers and made the visits and deliveries. Al said that even the old and gruffy gentleman was very amiable when Al arrived at his door with a food hamper and good cheer. Al was my driver for the majority of his time on the board, as he stopped by to pick me up for the monthly meetings using my wheelchair-equipped van. I could always count on Al to be there for me when I would call him for assistance to get my vehicle to the garage or for help with recycling. Thank you, Al, for all you've done for myself and for your many years as a director on the Handy-Capable Housing Society board. Everyone on the board wishes you all the best in Castlegar. And once again, that was from Dennis Materi.
Thank you, Casey. You know, we all know that Al Garrecht loves the game of golf, and many of us have paid him a few quarters after the game in the social time. But to no one's surprise, Al joined the club when he moved to Creston, and not long after that found a place on the board of directors. Greg Baker is going to read a letter from the current president of the Creston Golf Club, Don Valancourt. Greg Baker, please. And some personal words, I'm sure, about the money he thinks Al still owes him.
Morning, everyone. Morning, Al. As Dave said, this is a letter from Don Valancourt, the current president of the Creston Golf Club. As a member of the Creston Golf Club, I've had the pleasure of knowing Al for the past 20 plus years. I was a little sad to hear you will be leaving the Valley, but happy for Al to be close to his family in Castlegar. Over the years, I found Al to be a person with great passion for whatever he volunteered to become a part of, which included being a member of the board of directors of the Creston Golf Club. His leadership skills and business knowledge soon evolved his role to president of the club. I can attest this position requires a large investment of time and a commitment to all aspects of running a golf club. Al became a role model for me during his tenure as president, and during his term helped to produce a development plan for the club, as well as instituting a mission statement that still exists in club policy to this day. Even after his time on the executive, Al, as a member of the Creston Valley Rotary Club, has been a key contributor in golf course projects. This includes donations of Rotary funds to help purchase equipment for the club, and the many occasions of volunteering his time and wisdom towards improving the Creston Golf Club. The club has an immeasurable appreciation for Al's contributions over the years. We wish him a future of good health and happiness. We know his generosity and kindness will benefit the community of Castlegar. I now have a reason to visit Castlegar. Thanks, Al. Best regards, Don Valancourt, President, Creston Golf Club. The Creston Valley Rotary Club is going to miss that dedication and hard work that Al has. At least 3 different members are going to have to perform all the tasks that he did during his years in Rotary. We're also going to miss Al at the Wednesday men's night golfing. Although I won't miss having to pay him for beating me most of the time when we played together. I'm sure you will find a good group of guys to play with in Castlegar, Al, but don't forget you're not that far from Creston. So we expect you to come back and play with us on Wednesday night once in a while. Thank you for all your contributions to the community over the years and to Rotary. And good luck in Castlegar.
Thanks, Greg. I echo those comments, Al. We're counting you and coming back on Wednesday, usual noon time with the 8 Rotarians that we've been playing with for the last few years. Next, a special guest that I would like to call on, and she is Zoom in person, Danielle Sontag. Danielle was sponsored as a RILA candidate from our club, now serves as a RILA instructor, teaches at Aries, an elementary school here in Creston, was recognized by our club with a Paul Harris Fellow in October at a virtual assembly in her school in front of her students and peers. Al Garrecht was there and made that presentation of the Paul Harris, but Danielle has some words. Danielle.
Thanks, Dave. Al, I'm regretting a little bit that I didn't just make a slideshow or video, because I think the only time you see me during the pandemic is when I've been crying, because you're surprising me or I'm surprising you. So I was really pondering on where to start, Al, because you've been such a big mentor in my life. And you've always really supported me. I feel like I can come to you with any idea and you're like, yep, let's make it happen. And I think one of the big things you've taught me is the ripple effect, because you don't always see how your impact impacts others, but you've really impacted my life. And your opportunity and coming to me to go to RILA changed my life. And Mini RILA has changed high school kids' lives in this community. And 2020, we could not do Mini RILA. Even before the pandemic, 2020 was just telling us all to take a break. But I'm really certain that next year we can have it. And I hope from Castlegar you can still make the trip down, because you are such a big volunteer for that. Your support for my outdoor education program has been crucial for this year. Kids have nothing really to look forward to. School's been really hard for them, and going outside once a week has been a really big impact for them. And it was your advocating for the money, for the grant, and I just don't have enough words, and I'm really regretting not just doing a slideshow right now for you, because now everyone's going to see me cry again. But I just really appreciate everything you do. And I think the ripple effect is a perfect way to describe what you do in the community and how you live your life. So we're really going to miss you. I'm so happy for you. And I'm really glad I got to be a part of your goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you, Danielle. You're not the only one that needed a Kleenex. Next, as Greg Baker mentioned, it's going to take 3 or 4 people to do the jobs and take over from what Al has been functioning in our club. One of those people I'm calling on next, she's our secretary. She's also vice president. And I'm going to call on Jen Bergman for just telling us what she's learned from Al and being secretary of our club. Jen Bergman.
Thanks, President Dave. Thanks, Danielle. Now I'm going to be a blubbering idiot through mine. I was keeping it short and sweet so that I didn't cry. So I was honored to speak about how Al has been mentoring me in my short term of Rotary as a Rotarian. Al is amazing, and I consistently say that I believe that Al eats, sleeps, and breathes Rotary. I'll always have the time to answer questions about Rotary. All you have to do is ask. Al's happy to share his knowledge. No question is asked is silly. Like how many times I had to ask him, what does PET stand for? Al inspired me to know more about the inner workings of what Rotary does and to be part of that to make Rotary a success. I'm happy and sad that you're starting a new chapter in your life. You'll be on my speed dial and severely missed.
Thanks, Jen. You know, when we started this meeting, I knew there was going to be some emotion, and that's good. Next, we have a presentation, and this is a video. I'll be sharing a video here in a moment. I'm just going to mute everybody again, except for mine. Anyway, we're back. This next is a video, and it's a word from a good friend of all of us. It's from Bill Piper. Bill's 91 years old. He's unable to attend our morning meetings, but you know, when Bill speaks, we all listen. And Bill has some very good words for Al. So would you please listen? These were done at distance and safe. I'm here with Bill Piper in his home. Let me just give you a quick look.
Aviation and agriculture.
Aviation and agriculture. That's about Bill. But Bill, you've got something to say today.
Yes, I'd like to say something to the membership. First, I'd like to comment about Al. I'm so sad he's leaving. Al has been my longtime friend, and really, I guess you could call him my soulmate. We're so close that I know what he thinks before he opens his mouth, and he's just about the same way with me. And I have so much respect for him because he's done so much for Rotary. It's just amazing what this guy's done. I think being a secretary is probably a greater load than being a president. And he's a giver. In my opinion, I never see anyone who's any more of a giver. He and Bill Pfeiffer are a good pair. And I'll tell you what, they give themselves to Rotary, and they're dedicated people. Now, I've been in Rotary since 1974, and I'm an honorary membership of another Rotary club in Arizona, where I lived for 22 winters, and I've attended Rotary down there all at the time that I wasn't here. And I am sad that Al's leaving, but I tell you, I love that man, and he's just, since his wife died, he's just been he's just so busy doing everything for everyone. He's just a giver, and I admire him so. So I think we are so happy or pleased, I am, that we had him, and now he's gonna go, but he'll be back time to time. So I want you to all bless Al.
What do you want to say to Al? Because Al's going to be listening too.
Oh, Al, he's a wonderful man. I say hi, Al. I think you're making the right decision in going. I know things that I don't want to disclose to the other people, but I'm in agreement with what you're doing, and I encourage you to carry it out. And we're sure going to miss you.
Thanks, Bill. As I said, we all just, I need to mute people here, sorry. We all are listening when Bill talks. It was so entertaining. A couple of weeks back, as you know, we had 5 questions with Bill. He turned 5 questions into 20, and it was a great experience. You know, the next up on the program is a video from one of Al's closest friends. And this guy has got more stories. He's got secrets. And, you know, he would, could create a little bit of havoc for Al, but he doesn't. I'm going to share with you this man. What I really like, just beside this Ford sign up on the wall, is one that's called Busted Knuckle Garage. And this is recorded from the Busted Knuckle Garage. And a little lighter note.
Hey, Walt Reeder, good to see you.
Yes, I just wanted to share a couple of stories I have about my friend Al. Number one, we used to go golfing together quite a bit. It was his job to make me a really good golfer. He failed. So he came to me one day and said he wanted to run my bobcat. I said, I'd be happy to show you. We went to Millennium Park, showed him a pile of sand to move, and said, get on and just go back and forth, move that pile of sand. He turned out to be a bobcat operator. No, I failed. 10 minutes, he picked up a load of sand, lifted it up. The thing went on his nose. He came running into my shop covered with mud and hair sticking out. His eyes were wide, and he says, so I failed. But the one thing that really got me with Al, we a friend for many years. He used to come to my door every Monday morning at 7:22 on the dot to take me to school so we could do grilled cheese and stuff for the kids. Even when I was unable to drive, he came and picked me up and took me to the school so I could. It really helped me get over my problems, and I'll be forever in his debt for that. I just wanted to say he's one of my best friends. We're going to miss him terribly. Thank you.
I know he had a lot of other stories, but I love those. You're going to see a slideshow a little bit later, and I asked you to pay a special attention to the bobcat picture, which comes up fairly early. Next, one of the roles that Al has done in leadership areas in our club was with Drive for Rotary, and I'm going to call on Tim Park now. He's our current chair of the Drive for Rotary Committee, but he's also agreed to share a unique perspective on Al's role with our club over the years. Tim Park. If Tim could unmute himself, and Tim Park, please. This is not on video.
There we go. Okay, I'm ready.
You need to put your video on too, Tim.
There. There we go.
You're on. You're on. Go.
Oh, okay. I thought I've already hosted one Zoom meeting. I thought I was pretty good at it. I'm going to remember two aspects of Al's service. Mentorship of new members and leaders in Crescent Valley Rotary, and the leadership that he provided for our charity golf event, Drive for Rotary, or DFR. Years ago now, I had only been a member of Crescent Valley Rotary for a few years, maybe 3 at most, when the executive came calling and asked me to be president. I really didn't know a lot about Rotary, so I needed guidance and advice on many issues and problems that presidents face in that role. Al encouraged me to call when I needed help, so I did. I called, and then I called, and I called. Al was always happy to help and always gave me great advice. He was a great mentor, and I learned a lot from him. He was at his best, actually, I always believed, at solving problems. And on many occasions, I watched him working with the executive and with members, presenting solutions that were going to work for everyone. Will it be beneficial for all concerned? Is it fair? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Al lives the four-way test, and I thank him for his mentorship, his fellowship, and his guidance. Finally, in speaking about Drive for Rotary, Al has really been the driving force in that event since I've been involved in the club. The measure of his success and what he did for DFR and for our club and the community is not only what he did from year to year to stage that event, but also what he leaves behind. And here's a list of what Al's legacy in DFR is. This event is 26 years old. That started off, I believe, by Bill Pfeiffer. So 2020 would have been our 25th anniversary. And so that says a lot. The longevity of this event is a lot about Bill, a lot about Al, a lot about the supporting members for Drive for Rotary. In 2019, we achieved a milestone of sorts. We made close to $20,000 in net income. And for 2 or 3 years prior to 2019, the event has been growing significantly in terms of net income. He leaves behind a Drive for Rotary administrative folder, a guidebook as part of his succession planning. I have it on my desk right to the left of me as I speak. He leaves behind today we have a donor sponsor list of almost 200 individuals and businesses who contribute regularly to DFR. Al is Crescent Valley's Rotary's ambassador for every year for Rotary, meeting sponsors and giving out thank you certificates at the conclusion of the event. Tens of thousands of dollars have been returned to the community for projects and for international causes. So that's what Al leaves behind for Drive for Rotary. As with everybody else here at this meeting, Bev and I certainly wish Al all the best. And I'm not going to miss handing out quarters and dollars to you, Al, for Wednesday afternoon golf. Good luck.
Thanks, Tim. Looking forward to Tim's continued leadership. And we need to support Tim with Drive for Rotary. Our next speaker is our president-elect. It is Rick Minicello. Rick Minicello has stepped up to assume the role of treasurer from Al for the balance of the Rotary year. Our club is deeply indebted to you, Rick, and also to Greg Baker, who is going to work with you and carry on next year. Rick, I'm calling on you for some words, but I also want you to all pay some special attention. Rick has a very special announcement and a presentation to make to Al at this time. Rick Minicello, please.
Thanks, President Dave. Al's ate some, I guess, on Wednesdays. Can you guys all hear me?
Now we
Okay.
can. There was a
Okay.
little bit of a glitch, but now we can.
All right, thank you. I'll go right into the announcement, Al. In 1957, the Paul Harris Fellowship was established in honor of the founder to express appreciation to the financial contributions to humanitarian and education programs of the Rotary Foundation. The Paul Harris Fellow Program recognizes individuals who contribute or who have contributions made in their name of $1,000 to the Rotary Foundation of Rotary International. Creston Valley Rotary Club annually makes contributions to the Rotary Foundations of RI, and over the years accumulates credits that we choose to apply towards Paul Harris fellowships recognitions, usually for our members who demonstrate our Rotary motto, service above self. I do not need to say anything about why we make this announcement today. We all know Al Garrett and how he lives the Rotary motto. Today, it is my privilege to announce that Al Garrett is recognized by our club as a Paul Harris Fellow +2. Actually, this is Al's third such recognition. A special note of thanks to Al Davis, past district governor, for his help in making this possible. Without him, we didn't really know how to order the pin for Al, but we got that done. On behalf of the Rotary Club of Creston Valley, I now ask Bill Pfeiffer to present Al with the logoed vest, which already has the Paul Harris Fellow +2 pin attached. Congratulations, Al.
Bill Pfeiffer and Al, would you please turn on your mic? And Bill, would you please present to Al the vest with the pin acknowledging Al Garrett, Paul Harris Fellow Level 2.
Al, on behalf of the Creston Valley Rotary Club, I'd like to present you with this Dave Harris special vest to be worn on the golf course in Castlegar when you're golfing, but also it's a very special gift because there is your second button from Paul Harris. Thank you.
Well, all I can say at the moment before reaching for a Kleenex is thank you very much, and I appreciate the honor. And I'll talk a little more at the concluding remarks. Thank you very much, fellow members.
Could you hold up the vest and just show the vest and the logo there, please? Congratulations, Al Garrett. Well deserved.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Next, I'm going to share my screen while Leanne and Marcy are with us today. They provided us with a video tribute. They will make some comments after the slideshow. So, Al and everyone, Leanne and Marcy.
Hi, Rotarians. I'm Leanne.
Hi, I'm Marcy.
We're Al's daughters. Very, very proud to be Al's daughters. Just wanted to thank you for putting this little tribute together for Dad, as he is the most special guy in our lives. Dad has always been about community service. Ever since we can remember back in Saskatoon when he was a Kinsman member, it's always been about what can you do to help others. And he continues that, as we all know, to this day. He firmly believes in giving back, helping others. And I think with Rotary, he's found his true calling, the service above self. I mean, he's using it at stores saying he doesn't have to show ID because he's a Rotarian and they always tell the truth. So, and this is an example of Dad. He wouldn't think of not showing the character traits of a Rotarian. It's given him something really important to do, something he truly believes in. And how can I help others? What skills do I have that I can share to help those around me? And we're just so proud of him all the time. He just always goes above and beyond to help his family, his community, and anybody that he comes across. we're blessed. We are just so grateful that we got to be his daughters.
And we're really happy he's coming our way. Sorry, Creston, but he's ours.
Yeah.
One thing that I just want to add to what Leanne said, I echo everything she said. One of my earliest memories of Dad was him taking Leanne and I to Sears way back in Saskatoon and taking some of those less fortunate people who had special needs out Christmas shopping and helping them get their presents for their loved ones. And that was a memory I will never forget. And they've always been involved, him and Mom, always involved in community and supporting, and they've certainly instilled that in us. So thanks everybody for our time.
But I have one thing to add.
She always does
I just remembered when you talked about one of your earliest memories that Dad took, I don't know if you were with me, Marcy, and it was Telemiracle, which is really big in Saskatchewan, and it's the Kinsman and Kinnett put it on. And Dad was, I think, treasurer, and you have to go around, and he was going to check in on all the celebrity guests. And we went to the door at a hotel room, and it was Red Green who answered the door. And if you know Dad is like Mr. Red Green plus duct taped. So anyways, yeah, it's just, he's taught us so much, and it's amazing. From our earliest Canadian Tire visits to helping less fortunate to what we can do for others to let's figure out how to do this ourselves. We love him, and we're so glad he is coming. He can help me garden. He can help me do a lot of things.
Okay, I think we're supposed to
Okay.
turn it off now.
Anyways, thank you, Kristen.
Thanks everybody. Bye.
Thank you, girls. Love you.
So next on our program, wow, thanks, girls. I'm going to give you a chance at the end to say a couple more words if you would like. Now, I'm going to move to a slideshow presentation. This slideshow to the song Old Lang Syne is our way to share some of our special memories with you, Al. Remind us, just in a small way, of the legacy you are leaving with the Creston Valley Rotary Club. Special thanks to Bill and Walt, and also to Leanne and Marcy for sharing some pictures with me to put this together. I think before their pictures, it was rated for children's viewing, but I had to change the rating on it. I hope you enjoy this tribute to Al Garrecht. Let me just fix this up. A familiar scene at the golf course. I know Al was part of that. Rotary Drive. Al Garrecht, Old Lang Syne.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed that tribute, Al. I feel obligated, though, just to go back and make a couple of comments. And that slideshow will be available on our YouTube channel, and we'll have a link for you so you can see it again. But I feel obliged to go back and just make some comments on a couple of the slides. And if you'll just let me do that before we conclude here. Let me just do this. We start off with your family, and when we see these first two slides here that I'm going to show, first with your girls, then with your family, known and loved as Papa, the man, the myth, the legend. We know why you're going, and we wish you well. Master of the spreadsheets doesn't come close to telling the story of your role in our club, how you lead and serve behind the scenes. Thank you. This slide says Al Garrecht. The core values of our Rotary organization, your commitment to these core values, Al, is remarkable and demonstrated in the way you live in and out of Rotary. You've always shared and you've always had a passion for our four-way test. I learned it early as I got to know you. But using it in the grocery store, are you sure? And there's no one more deserving of our club's highest recognition, Al Garrecht, Paul Harris, Level 2. I am now going to ask Bill Pfeiffer if you could turn your mic on. Bill, on behalf of the Creston Valley Rotary Club, Bill Pfeiffer is going to make a special announcement. This is the first time this announcement has been made, and a presentation to Al. Bill Pfeiffer.
Thanks, President Dave. Al, you and I have been friends for many, many years. And it's funny that everybody keeps bringing up that Wednesday afternoon golf about the shekels that keep changing hands. And I was going to bring that up too, but I thought now that I won't since everybody else did. But Al, on behalf of the Creston Valley Rotary Club, I'd like to present you this plaque to be hung in your office in Castlegar. And I would also like to say that as an example of what Al did in this community, when Jimmy Reichman delivered this over to me, I asked him how much it was costing us. And he said, if it's for Al Garrecht, he said the cost is nothing. So that's what you left as to this club. So yeah, thank you very much, Al. And I'd like to read this before I present it to Al. It says the Creston Valley Rotary Club established in 1992, Al Garrecht, in recognition for the many years of dedicated service to our club and the citizens of the Creston Valley, and how you embrace and live our motto, service above self. We thank you and appoint you honorary member for life of the Creston Valley Rotary Club.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you very much. Honorary member for life. Thank you very much, Al. I will just put up on the screen a picture of that so everyone can read that. Just let me do that one more time here. I'll share the screen. Whoops, don't do that, Dave. There it is. This is the plaque so that you can see it. I'll read it once again. In recognition of the many years of dedicated service to our club and the citizens of the Creston Valley, and how you embrace and live our motto, service above self, we thank you. And in a unanimous decision, Al Garrecht, you are appointed honorary member for life in the Creston Valley Rotary Club. That sort of brings to the end of my agenda for the last word with Al Garrecht. I'm going to go on to gallery view so that I can just watch people. But I promised Leanne and Marcy, because they are family, that I would give them the opportunity if they would like to say a few words. Leanne and Marcy, feel free to open up your mics and speak, please.
Thank you. First of all, thank you, Dave, for reaching out, and thank you to all the Rotarians for your time with our dad. Clearly, what has been very clear to me over the last hour is how much you all love him, is you see exactly what we see in our dad. He is someone who does everything for everybody else, and I'll probably start crying, so I'm going to stop. But I just want you to know how important your role has been in his life at his time in Creston. He speaks so highly of the Rotary Club. He always has. And it's great to see so many different faces now, because we've heard your names and all the good work you've all done together. So again, thank you so much. I have to say, I feel a bit bad now that he's coming over because he means so much to all of you. But we're so thrilled to have him over in Castlegar. And I know he's not far away and he'll come back and visit. But thank you to everybody. And Dad, we love you. And we will see you soon.
Leanne?
Hello. Okay, well, first, for things first, in that tribute, you may have noticed I had a black eye. We did not think it was going to show up on the video. It was from a dog gate, hit me in the eye. Yeah, you guys, that was so kind. You guys, Dad's not going to want to leave now. Just when we finally corralled him into coming here, you're going to make him want to stay. We are thrilled that he's coming. And like Marcy said, it's nice that you guys all recognize what Dad is. He's very special, and he's coming over, and you guys have talked about service above self and all these things he's done for Creston, the different clubs, Rotary, the golfing, the church, everything. And now we're going to take care of Dad. So he's taking care of a lot of you in the fact of giving to the community, and we want to take care of him. So we'll see you in a week, Dad, maybe sooner. And we love you and have a great day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Leanne. Thank you, Marcy. And thank you for taking the time and for helping us put this together today. We are 10 minutes past 8, and I had promised an open mic, but I am now going to just skip the open mic. If you've got something that you really, really, really need to say to Al, y'all got his phone number and his email address, and you know where he lives. I hope you will take the time. We've probably all done that already, but my agenda, I do have to finish my agenda. And it just says the last word, Al Garrecht, if you can.
Dave, thank you very much. And to all of you who provided the video, really brought back a lot of memories. But the memory I take away from here is the friends I've made, and both not in Rotary and in the community, that really have made my life special. And I've so thankful that I have been able to have the skills and learning from my dad to give back to your community. And it's brought more memories, but many of those memories are starting to slip away. So girls, don't be too worried about that. I can't say enough about all of you and the experience I've had, the fun we've had, and we've struggled at times, but by golly, as Rotarians, nobody gets left alone. And to help one another get through life is very, very special. So my thanks to all of you, and I will email you my address and my phone number when I get my new phone number in about 10 days. I have no idea what it is, but apparently I'm going to get one. So let's really stay in touch. And the Castlegar also has a golf course. So, and bring your money. So, anyway, my heartfelt thanks to all of you. I can't say thank you enough. So, while I reach for a kerchief here, thanks again, and my heartfelt love to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Al. You girls were right when I talked to you. He was going to cry. So today, that concludes our meeting and our tribute to Al Garrecht, Creston Valley Rotary Club. To everyone who took time to share with us today and to honor Al, thank you. Leanne and Marcy, Bill Pfeiffer, for all the stuff you've helped behind the scenes, thank you. This has been recorded, and if you are here today, you will get an email with a link and a password, and you can watch it. Howard has promised to put it on a stick and get you a copy of it, Al. Next week, Al has promised to come back because next week we have the induction of our newest member, Jason Mido. And just as an aside, and this isn't going to be a surprise to anyone, as Al, probably his last meeting before he gives up possession of his house, the interesting thing is after Al does the induction of our new member, Jason Mido, he's going to give him the keys to his house because Jason bought Al's house. I just love the way our Rotary and connections in Creston work. I would just like to also say that the video slideshow that was put together just gave me such great pleasure to look at all of the things that you've been a part of, Al, and that we've been a part of together. Thank you. The Creston Valley Rotary Club has a YouTube channel. It is posted on the YouTube channel. I have not made it public. Oops. I have not made it public yet. If Leanne and Marcy and you agree that I can make it for public viewing, that video, do you have any problems with that, Al?
No, that's fine.
So if anyone goes to our YouTube channel, Creston Valley Rotary Club, you can view that video again later today. Thank you for our guests that came from afar, that came from across the border, even though our borders are closed, from the district, from family, and those of you who have joined us today. I'm going to leave the room open so you can visit. Unmute yourself if you want to visit with anyone. Some people have to go to work. Some of us will just stay here and enjoy this time. Al, all the best. We will miss you, and thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Al.